Welcome to the Sip Revolution podcast, your ultimate destination for navigating the world of alcohol without surrendering the sips you enjoy. I'm your host, Salome, and I'm passionate about helping you reclaim control over your drinking. In this podcast, we're on a mission to equip you with practical, science-backed strategies that will help you transform your relationship with alcohol on your own terms. We will also uncover how society and the film industry often normalize and romanticize alcohol and the profound impact this has on our physiology and psychology. And we'll dig into the nitty-gritty of how alcohol affects your brain, both physically and mentally. So whether you're trying to cut back, moderate your intake, or simply gain a better understanding of your drinking habits, the Sip Revolution podcast is your partner in crime on this life-changing journey. So let's start this adventure together. Grab your favorite drink, or not, settle in, and let's sip our way to a healthier and wiser relationship with alcohol. Cheers to a new perspective on sipping. Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Today, I wanted to talk about what it feels like to be free from alcohol versus what it felt like to be addicted to alcohol. I noticed that since I got rid of the addiction, I just started to forget. So I thought I would try to really recall in detail what a day in my life would look like when I was drinking all the time. When I was addicted to alcohol, I would think about it first thing in the morning. When I say first thing in the morning, I mean 3 a.m. kind of morning. Because when I drank, I used to wake up at 3 a.m. for no reason at all. I would always be very thirsty, of course, and most of the time still drunk. So not hangover yet. I would just think about the day before, wondering how much I drank, if I texted anyone, if I said anything stupid, and I was full of regrets. This was not a good feeling at all. I felt guilty, I felt shame. It will take forever to go back to sleep, so I had all the time in the world to think about my actions. Now, I almost never wake up in the middle of the night. But when it does happen, because my sleep is not perfect, my first thought is how grateful I am that I don't have to ask myself these kind of questions. I don't have to think about how much I drank last night. I don't have to try and remember what I did, because I do not get drunk anymore. I still drink alcohol, but I usually stop after 1 or maybe 2 glasses, so I don't reach this state. And I know for sure that nothing that I would regret happened. When I was in this very dependent and toxic relationship with alcohol, I would think about it all day long. As I said, I would think about it in the middle of the night, and I would also think about it when I woke up for good, because I would be hungover. I used to wander in my flat looking for some cues of what happened the night before. I could find a couple of bottles on the coffee table, maybe a takeaway bag, a messy kitchen, and usually my phone would be abandoned somewhere on the sofa. Now, I wake up and I walk into my organized living room, I have a coffee, and I think about the day ahead, not the day before. When I was overdrinking, the morning walk to work was more of a treasure hunt for greasy food. And it was the time I would promise myself that this wouldn't happen again. I would confidently tell myself, I'm not doing it tonight. I'm staying sober. I need a break. This thought would last maybe until midday when the hangover started to wear off. And then it would be replaced by another thought, which was, why not have a drink tonight? I think I deserve it, just one. And this would always be associated with a reason. So I would need to celebrate something, or I would need a self-care evening, or I would need to finish a bottle that was open and that was going to go bad. I would always find something. I could completely trust my brain to justify the drinking. Now, I don't think about alcohol at all during the day. I wake up, I do my morning routine, and then I go to work and I think about work. I think about how I'm going to organize my day, what meetings I have. I get ready for meetings. I think about different tasks. Maybe I think about what I'm going to have for lunch, but that's it. There's just no thought for alcohol whatsoever. And it's crazy how much mental space it frees, because looking back, I was thinking about alcohol all the time. Back to addiction days, in the afternoon, there was this anticipation of the drinking that started around 3 or 4. I knew the end of the workday was close, and I would start to play my evening in my head. So I would be basically daydreaming about what my evening would look like. Whether it was meeting friends at the pub for a couple of drinks or staying in and buying some drinks on my way home. I would think about how I'm going to have my glass of wine in a bath, or watch a show with my beer, or have a pint of IPA at the pub. I would start to calculate how much alcohol I would get, if I had enough at home, if I would need to buy some. If I was going out, how could I make sure that I would have enough without people thinking I was drinking too much? This was what was keeping me busy for basically the second half of the day. Whereas now, again, I don't think about it. I usually think about work until the end of the workday and nothing else. And then, on my way home, I'm thinking about what I'm going to make for dinner, if there are any household-related tasks that I need to do, or what show or book I'm going to start tonight. And then on certain days, but it's quite rare, maybe twice a month, I'm thinking, I would like to have a drink tonight. Usually it's for an occasion like going out on a date, and very, very rarely it's a glass of wine at home. And when this happens, my first thought is to ask myself, do I really want it? Or am I just romanticizing the experience? Or thinking about my past and doing it out of habit? If the answer is yes, I really want it, then that's when I do it. But I'm not thinking about it for 3 hours, wondering if I should do it or not. I just do it. To conclude the day, back when I was drinking, I would drink a lot, very quickly, get drunk, and that would be it for the day. Until I woke up at 3 a.m. and do it all over again. On the other hand, now, I feel like I have a lot more time during my evening, and I get to properly enjoy it with or without alcohol. The other thing that is very different now is how I anticipate a party or going out. Before, I would always think about what is going to be available at the party. Should I bring more? How can I bring more without making it obvious? Should I pre-drink to make sure that I'm already in a good state when I arrive? And do I have enough at home if I want to keep drinking when I'm back? All these kind of questions. Now, I just think about what I'm going to wear. That's it. As you can see, the recurring thing is, it's just not in my mind anymore. I'm not obsessing about it. I'm not thinking about it, but I'm still drinking from time to time when I want it. And this is what I truly value. The method I followed, the Sinclair method, is what allowed me to reach moderation, but without having all of the obsessive thoughts about, should I drink? Should I not drink? Did I drink enough? Would I be able to drink one more glass? The last thing I wanted to mention was the impact on my mood when I knew there would be no alcohol somewhere. So let's say I'm meeting friends or going to an event or whatever. If I was told that it would be an alcohol-free event, I would feel like I was being punished, like I was missing something. I was really feeling deep inside of me that there was something wrong with this event, even if it was something I was doing with people I loved. But if I didn't have my alcohol, I would feel down. Now, in comparison, I don't care. I usually don't even think about asking if there will be alcohol or not. I just go. If there is, and I want some, great. If there is alcohol, and I don't want any, great. If there isn't any alcohol, great. It's just not a criteria for fun anymore. It's not a box to tick in my head. So I just wanted to share all these different emotions and thought processes to show you that getting free from alcohol addiction is not only about should I drink or not drink. It's a lot more than that. Do you think about alcohol? Do you obsess about it? Does it have an impact on your mood? Do you prioritize it compared to other things that are also important to you? And that's why when we consider recovery from addiction, we can't just think about the amount we are drinking versus not drinking. So it's not because I wasn't drinking that I was free from it. Actually, I spent some time sober, and every single time it was torture because I was thinking about it all the time, obsessing about it. Now, on the other hand, I still drink from time to time, but I consider myself free from the addiction because it doesn't rule my life anymore. I hope you found this episode helpful. If you have questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram or Facebook, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to learn more about my story and the science behind moderate drinking, download your free handbook in the show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, leave me a rating or a review. It helps us reach even more listeners and transform lives. I'll see you next time on the Sleep Revolution podcast.